Hello, everyone, and I want to talk to you about DayZ and the popularity of not game, actually a mod for Arma 2. And I've been watching it, playing it, and messing around with it, and honestly, yes, it is a fun game. And I'm like, okay, what the heck is making this fun? I thought, oh, what the hey, I want to just look at it, and it's like thinking about it, and it's like, okay, what is this game? It is a survival horror game, thrown in an open world in its most basic sense. Great idea. Seems fun. And I started looking at it. I was like, okay, what is making this game so popular? It is in the middle of summer. No new games. Okay, you got one massive check where something that's completely different, a throwback to an older style, a new game, but throwing back to an old game that you have to buy and pick up. And I'm watching it and playing. It's like, okay, and like, what was it? This is a mod. And this mod is fun as hell. And just as this thing kind of blends like so many things you can do together. You can play this by yourself, but you will have your ass handed to you time and again, because this is not a game to play by yourself and easily survive. This is definitely where you go get a couple of your buddies or get some people and says, okay, I want to play this, and this is a perfect co-op game. And it mixes the notion of cooperative gameplay, playing against the computer, which is playing against the zombies and surviving, and the competitive multiplayer aspect that you have to worry about other players that you don't know and how to deal with them. And when I saw that, I was like, actually, that was neat. That's a great concept where you're mixing technically a few different styles of gameplays and styles together in one massive game. Like, you know what? I want to see what they do with it. And like, okay, and I was watching and I'm playing. It's like, okay, you got the cooperative where you can just play together and have fun and be casual or whatnot. And then it's a survival game. You're playing survival games are fun, cool, interesting, and I'm like, why is this survival game so fun? Because it's pitting you against pretty much, in its most basic sense, against a computer first, trying to have you play against someone and beat them and see how you win and do against it. And I'm playing and I'm watching it. And I'm like, okay, you're playing against the computer. It's that kind of casual element thrown in there with the competitive. Because honestly, if you want to, yes, you'll probably find people, but it forces you to think and problem solve against the computer and people. And that's kind of what I like about this. That this game is so much more than just, okay, random stabbing, killing. Not stabbing, but using a hatch to kill someone and use your M16 or M9 to kill someone. It is honestly, it's a mind bender where you have to outthink your problems. This is not a game where you just run and smash your way through. This is where you have to think about your problems. This is not something that you go, okay, let's just kill the guy like Call of Duty, like you're seeing right here. This is a game where you have to go, okay, I need to get supplies. I need food. I need medical supplies. Okay, there's a town full of zombies. What do I do? And if you have a bunch of teams, it's like most people first start this house are just gonna be running around. But when you really get your, ass handed to you and it smacks you down, saying, okay, don't just run, think. Use your mind. You're a gamer. Use that mind that you've been using. We need to untrain you from all the problems that you've done with Call of Duty and ilk. They want you to go think. And I'm like, okay. Go into this building. What do you have to do? Find the entrance. Look with your eyes if you don't have binoculars even. I mean, you're stripped down to your most bare bone basic supplies yourself. So, okay, you gotta go into buildings. Like, you don't run in, you crawl. You watch for any crawlers, leapers, and just normal shambling zombies. I'm like, okay, good. You're giving me three major different types of enemies to deal with, and you go in the buildings like, okay, there's no anyone's. You gotta slowly take your time from spot to spot, and this is why this game I think is so popular. Where it's that actual horror game, the true horror, where there's this underlying tension throughout the whole game, and it's not in a bad sense of tension. Sorry, my throat's dry, but it's not this bad sense of tension where, oh man, the guy killed someone, or this is this over sense of foreboding, where you're going, what am I have to do? I have to go through this. What do I do? You have to worry about so much, and it's so much that you're worrying about the computer because you're outnumbered. You only have limited supplies, and you have to conserve what you have and not waste it. Definitely, it's like you definitely have to not waste it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going through this, and it's like, okay, your challenges are presented in its most basic form: eat, sleep, survive. Most basic human concept, which is probably why a lot of people like this, because as a human society, we really don't have to worry about that, and we want to, and honestly, we seriously think and believe we can still do that. We can still survive in the wild. In reality, most of us would not be able to do it. I'm glad that this game is pushing this idea to give us a sight of what we would really be like in an apocalypse with zombies. We wouldn't be this badass. Excuse me. We wouldn't be this badass motherfucker. We'd be the guy scraping and scrounging and pretty much fighting and almost turning barely less feral than the enemy zombies. And then it's like, this is a great idea. This idea of survival, this idea of what would you do, and this has always been a popular thing with video games, the zombies, because zombies have turned into the new enemy to kill, which has where you as a gamer and as a culture at whole does not have any form of repercussions against killing. And I'm kind of glad that they're doing that. That you're given a scapegoat like previous generations where the Nazis said, yeah, Nazis are bad, so you can kill them without warning, without warning and worry about what you're doing, that you're not doing something bad. I'm like, okay. I'm glad that they're doing this. I'm glad that they're actually making a new enemy type, even though it seems like it's been overused. But I'm like, I'm glad they're doing this because we needed a game this summer, and honestly, this is what makes games fun. This new experience, an experience that you as a gamer will never most likely experience and have to survive and go through, and it gives you a chance to enjoy, in a different sense, enjoy or experience something that you really don't have to worry about. You don't have to worry about somebody coming in and eating you, unless you've been in Miami and dealt with that, and where that poor man that got chewed up. But it's the fact that you're living something you don't have to worry about, and it's not like Call of Duty where it's all explosions all over the place. It's a game where you go thinking. It's not a true thinking man's game, but it's one that you have to plan out. It's not one that you go, oh, okay, let's do this. It's like, okay, we gotta go out hunting and gathering again. Back when we had to survive as a species, it's like hunting and gathering. Okay, what do we have to hunt? We have to hunt around for food, go around the animals, the prey, these creatures that are going to kill us, which is zombies. And this survival element is in ourselves as a species as a whole. And I'm glad that this game is kind of exploiting that notion, making you want to play it, making you want to go through it, and making you think through the problems at hand, being it food and whatnot. And truth be told, this game is great. It's actually for a mod, which is the biggest thing that surprises me. This mod is well done. And I honestly don't know if this mod, excuse me, sorry, in and of itself knew what it was doing by tackling that notion of camaraderie with what you build with your teammates or friends playing this game, if they're attacking the notion of this kind of adventure going on, that you are having an adventure in a post-apocalyptic world. Damn it. But having this adventure, and many of the things that draw many of these people to it is the fact that it's different, and it's usually on a basis of an old game, which is cheaper, so you pretty much don't have a huge fee to go into this. These people are, for all intents and purposes, making the game out of the love of making a game, making something, creating something unique and special to themselves. Be it, even though you may claim, oh, zombies have been done and used many, many, many times before, that these people have shown their love of games by making a game for themselves and for others to play and enjoy. And I'm glad that they've done that, because, you know what, this needs to be done more often, the love of games. But honestly, I don't know, I don't know how much it's like this love of games, love of adventure, love of this exploring, this just environment and going on the adventure every single time you play that. It's never the same way twice, because you're dropped into a world that you yourself have very little control over. You're given the ability to survive, and by the skill and the teamwork you do, you have to survive. And this camaraderie that it builds with the right people. I'm not talking about the bandits that you can deal with, but it's like with the right people, it's this camaraderie, the work together. And yes, you will always have those that are going to fight you and just troll you and be jerks and kill you and be the bandits. But I'm glad that this is what makes the element of adventure so much better, because everyone is in this game allowing to be their base self, being selfish and going, I want to survive. Don't have to worry about this. I want to make sure and go and not. I want to survive and not be ripped apart. I'm glad that they're doing this, and I want more people to play this game. Even though honestly, my little word for my little YouTuber doesn't mean anything, and I don't care, because you know what? This is what my thing is about: love of games. I like the old all the YouTubers that are still around. They are so much more on the love of the game and love of what games are, and I want to keep that up because I wanted to do this when they first started out, and I couldn't. And this is why I'm doing it like the old YouTubers, just talking about the love of these games. And this game even allows trolls to be in existence and allows them to have their fun, which is allowing these people to kill your own teammates and be bandits. And it's actually a very good idea, because this ability to allow people to almost show off their extremely self-centered nature and not band together, because you're going to have those. It allows someone to be, I want to be a jerk for 20 minutes and just kill people, or kill my own fellow man in a game. And it's the fact that it doesn't punish them so much, as other than it makes it obvious that, okay, this is a bad guy. If you see them, you definitely want to pop them and get rid of them, because it's not so much of as a punishment for doing the right. It punishes them because they are no longer condoning to the social contract of man. And I'm glad that they allow that notion that you can do what you want. And yes, you can be the jerks, but it also forces people to deal with the human element. Okay, we got these jerks. We can deal with them. You can literally cause people to band together and kill the bandits. And I'm glad that they're doing that. This unity that this game causes. And even though that this unity that the game causes is only on your small knit-together group of people, I'm still glad that they did it, because a game like this needs to be have the community what makes the game fun. And the community is the most important thing in games as a whole. Just like the YouTube community at the beginning was the best, and now it's kind of fractured. These games need to have these communities that, as a whole, have a majority of people that work together. And this is what makes the game fun, because you're fighting, you're challenging yourselves, you're out thinking the problems. Be it, oh, there's all these zombies, I need supplies to make sure my so we can survive in teammates. Or you can be okay, I need supplies, I'm a jerk, I got a sniper rifle, I'll just wait and camp out. And, ooh, this guy comes around to the airfield, pop him, he's gone. Okay, now let's get the supplies from him and the area that I was hovering around. Okay, hop out. It lets people of all styles play what they want, and the repercussions of their actions are there. And yet another thing that I enjoy, choice in a game. Even though it's built into the parameters of the game, this choice element is what makes the game fun to these people. You have the choice to be the jerk. You have the choice to be the survivor. You have the choice to do what you want and not be punished for it in horrible terms. Like, okay, I choose to play around in like this gameplay with a pistol. I have to fight, I have to think, I have to do this, but I'm not exactly completely punished. It's my choice to do it. Just like in there, you can choose to be the good survivors and work together, or you can choose to be the bandits, and your repercussions are more or less not so much, oh, game problems. It's more or less, okay, you can keep on doing this, but your punishment is you literally are going to have to deal with it. You're going to have people try to kill you. You're going to have people go around and go, okay, you did that. Your punishment is we're going to come after you. Just pretty much like the old Wild West, which is probably another reason why people like this, because it's mixing these root-based elements that are always in humanity and society working together, the trolls of the world that are harassment and do the evil things, but this is what makes the game fun. It's a microcosm of our loves and the world that we deal with and interact with without punishing us as a whole. It literally makes you feel like you can make a difference in this world, even though you can't always feel like you can make a difference in the bigger world. Your actions do have consequences, but you can still overcome them, or you can do the right thing. And it's this this open world choice, and this fact that it's always the adventure that you have in these games. And it's not like, ooh, I went 12-0 in this game. I was with my buddies. I was sneaking into this town. I needed supplies, and there was these ton of bandits, and we saw them going in. We saw them take down this guy, and we were like, we were all arguing, like, do we circumvent them? Do we let these guys go, or do we just these guys killed some innocent people? Do we take revenge for them for doing a horrible deed, even though that there's no written rules down? And it's like you literally have this organic notion, even though there's no story, kind of like Minecraft. There's this organic notion of what do we do. It's not like, okay, your job is to kill everyone on the enemy team, or go through this, or go and do this. It's this organic game that kind of changes and evolves as the player environment and community changes and evolves, and as the game, even though it's being patched, modded, and fixed, and done through it, it's this living game that we all love, mainly because there's nothing good out there, but it's this choice and the ability to explore and experiment in a world that makes us feel better. It makes us feel we can do something, and literally makes you, the challenges are not so much, not just, okay, how do I break this game and put it to my advantage? It's, here's a challenge. How do I think my way out of this problem? How do I engage? Do I go, okay, do I say, okay, I'm going to log out, get my buddies, have them all meet up, and then deal with this problem? Or do you go, you know what, my buddies are out, but I'm going to outthink, I'm going to flank this guy, I'm going to go surprise and hit him from a different angle? Or am I going to go, okay, I need to get this truck and just drive through this city and have all these zombies start chasing this truck, and go, okay, you bastard, you killed me, or you've been harassing my buddies, I'm going to drive this truck and have all these zombies swarm you and take you out, for this is for killing me. It literally forces you to think in a different way. It forces you to either think inside the box by, okay, we'll circumvent them, or we'll lie in wait and ambush in small unit tactics against the enemy, or go, okay, I'm going to use this grander scheme of a simple game mechanic that we have these zombies start chasing me or your character, and go, okay, you were messing with me, here's your punishment for harassment. Hope you like these zombies chewing on your butt. And honestly, I'm glad. This is a game that has its moments, and its best moments are not the moments that you're planning out. It's the unexpected element. That it's, even though it's in a controlled environment, there's this unexpected surprise at every corner and every turn that, as a whole, as a community, we should love and cherish as a gaming community, and cherish the fact that this community, as it's growing as a game, as a mod, that it's best that it will be for a while, because it'll grow and it'll get a little bit better and a little bit better, and then it's like it'll hit this pinnacle point, and I think we have a long time to go, but this is what I'm looking forward to seeing, that the community as a whole for games, and this mod especially, allows this organic grow and flow with the game, and I hope this spreads over to many other games and stuff like this. And this is what we need as a gaming community. Thank you for listening and joining me. I like to say, please like, favorite, and subscribe, and thank you, everyone, and good night.